Hey fellow Star Trek fans, I got another little goodie to show you. Today is going to be another Diamond Select Starship Legends. This one is going to be the Klingon Bird-of-Prey. This is actually Commander Kruge's ship from Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. You remember the Klingon Bird-of-Prey that ultimately is responsible for the destruction of the Enterprise. So this is Diamond Select, and what's special about this one is actually cloaked. You can see this is an exclusive, Action Figure Express exclusive. www.shopafx.com. As seen in The Search for Spock, Star Trek 3. This is the Klingon Bird-of-Prey electronic starship, and you can see that she's cloaked, well, coming out of cloak. I was excited to show this to you because I've shown you the Bird-of-Prey before. I've shown you the one from Playmates, and I think I showed you one of the other Diamond Select Bird-of-Prey. This one is exclusively from Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, Commander Kruge's ship. And if you remember, we first see this ship, well, let's bring you back to the end of Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. When Genesis is detonated on the USS Reliant, it produces a planet, the formation of a new planet. The planet is named Genesis. After the Enterprise returns from Genesis, it's restricted airspace. Nothing is allowed to go in at all. So they send a research vessel to the planet to explore the planet. That's when we see the Grissom, the USS Grissom. What happens is Commander Kruge, in this Klingon ship, meets a freighter, and he's in contact with Valkyrie. And what ends up happening is she sells stolen information about Genesis to Kruge. So she transfers it over, but she makes the mistake of seeing it and letting Kruge know that she did see it. So he informs her that she will be remembered with honor and proceeds to destroy the ship. With the information he just learned, he's on his way to Genesis to discover the secret of the Genesis device, where he sees it as a weapon. So the USS Grissom is orbiting Genesis. They find Captain Spock's funeral tube, or his casket that was shot from the end of Enterprise, from the end of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. So they find that, and David and Sarek beam down to the planet to investigate. And there's microbes that were on the planet. Actually, the microbes were on the photon torpedo tube from the casket of Captain Spock. So once they're on the planet and they're discovering everything, they realize that the decay of the planet is starting, and it's rapid. Everything's sped up, whether it's the life forms or it's the decay of the planet. So what ends up happening later on is the Bird-of-Prey goes into orbit around the planet, and the Grissom is ultimately destroyed by this Bird-of-Prey. Once that's done, later on, the Bird-of-Prey is confronted by the Enterprise as the Kirk steals the Enterprise with the skeleton crew, and they head back to Genesis because it is said that the Katra was lost, and Dr. McCoy had his Katra, and Mr. Spock's father, Sarek, had gone to inform him that he needed to bring Mr. Spock to Vulcan. So they go to retrieve the body on Genesis. Kirk is denied the Enterprise. He's told she's to be decommissioned, and that's that. Anyway, he steals the Enterprise, they go to Genesis, and they retrieve Mr. Spock's casket. But this ship is responsible for the destruction of the Enterprise because there's a skeleton crew. Let's see if I can remember. Captain Kirk, Admiral Kirk at the time, Mr. Scott, Mr. Chekhov, Mr. Sulu, Dr. McCoy. I think if I'm missing anybody, I'll put it in the video. I'll put it on the screen. But because they go into battle, the bird of prey, the Enterprise fires first and actually disables the bird of prey. But they're able to rebound, and as soon as they fire, what happens is when the Enterprise fired, it shorted out the systems. They weren't able to get the shields up, and they weren't able to return fire after. So basically, they were sitting ducks. So the Klingon ship fires on the Enterprise, and it causes damage. And Kirk tries to bluff the Klingon ship into surrender. But he refuses, and he's saying that's the Enterprise that's going to be surrendering. So Captain Kirk, Kirk agrees. They beam down to the planet. Before they do, they set the auto-destruct for the USS Enterprise. And when the Klingons materialize, they're going through the ship, and when they get to the bridge, it's too late. Our beloved Enterprise is destroyed. And ultimately, Kirk and the party gain control of this ship and proceed to take Spock to Vulcan in this ship. But this is the Klingon Bird-of-Prey that's partially cloaked, and you can see features all of the following phrases and sound effects. And this is as seen in the search for Spock. Well done, Valkyris. Disengage cloaking device. Emergency power. Fire. Get out of there. The sound effects, one of the sounds is decloaking, the disruptors firing, the thrusters, and the torpedo firing. So all these sounds are taken from Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. You can look at the sides. I'll put pictures up. Klingon Bird-of-Prey Electronic Starship. Authentic sound effects and movie dialogue. Light up engines, bridge, and weapons. Adjustable wings and display stand. Let's see if you can go to the other side. And it says the same thing. So, looking at the back, let me see if I can get that in frame. Star Trek Legends, the Klingon Bird-of-Prey. Her length is 110 meters, and it says varies. Decks, 5 decks, and it says varies. Crew, 12 to 36, and that varies, and a maximum speed of warp 9.8. It gives you a little bit of information on the Klingon Bird-of-Prey. The most versatile ship in the Klingon fleet, the Bird-of-Prey, was in use for over a century, with various classes of the vessels serving as scouts, raiders, and patrol ships. Birds of prey would often engage in skirmishes with Federation ships, most frequently with the USS Enterprise. Although the Bird-of-Prey is armed with phasers, photon torpedoes, and disruptor cannons, its greatest weapon is its impenetrable cloaking device, which makes it invisible to scanners and even the naked eye, giving it an edge in any battle. The standard Bird-of-Prey cannot fire while cloaked, but an experimental model that had the capability was destroyed while under the command of the traitor General Chang. Another Bird-of-Prey was captured by the Federation after the death of Commander Kruge, and for a time was commanded by Starfleet Admiral James T. Kirk, and that's this ship that we're talking about. The one pictured is not the cloak, so this is the one that I had showed you earlier, the other Diamond Select Starship Legends Klingon Bird-of-Prey. So that being said, this one I got off eBay, and it says it has not been opened. As you can see, the batteries are dead. Let me try to push the button. Nothing happens. So the batteries are dead. So let's go ahead, and you still see it's got the tape, the seal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to open it, take it out, and we're going to replace the batteries. Carefully cut the tape. Alright, let's see what she looks like. Take pictures, as well as trying to show you guys on camera what it looks like. You can see the base, the Klingon symbol. So, it comes with instructions. And don't worry, I will put up pictures of all the photos so you can see what it comes with. And as with all Diamond Select, it comes with the kind of that wiring that holds it in place. That's 3. Got the stand. I'm getting there, guys. Alright, I think that's everything. Alright, so that's done. You can see she's in flying mode. It's pretty cool. So let's show you the battery compartment. And I'm going to put new batteries in. Alright, so I put the batteries in. They're nice and snug. You can see the batteries are in, and you can see the wings are foldable. You go into attack mode. You could bring the wings, I think you could bring them all the way up for landing mode, like when they were landing on Vulcan. And cruising mode. It's pretty cool. So let me push the button and show you guys. Let me see if you can see that. Alright, so that's still in the try me mode. Alright, let's put it on play.
Well done, Malchus. Well done. Show it, show ha.
So that's pretty cool. Let me go ahead and I'll put her on the stand. You can see the stand has the slots, and it's got the shark fin stand. And that snaps into position. I hope you can see it because I can't see what the camera's seeing. So let's go ahead, and the bottom part goes into her hull. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see. I'll go through the sound effects again for you. Of course, that's when he realizes that the Enterprise is on a countdown to destruction.
Well done, Malchus. Well done.
And that's when Crudge had just gotten the stolen information from Genesis, from the freighter.
So wet, it's so hot.
I think that's disengage cloaking device. I think that's when a cloaking device disengages. That was pretty cool. Firing the thrusters, or the disruptor cannons. That's when the Enterprise fires first, and it's spinning around. The engines light up, or the thrusters. I'll show you the, again, I hope you can see it.
Well done, Malchus. Well done.
It's got one button on top.
So wet, it's so hot.
It's pretty cool sound effects. Now, like I was saying, it does come with instructions. I'll take them out of the envelope for you. Looks like it's just one sheet. It's not a booklet. So, Star Trek Klingon Bird-of-Prey. If you can see that, and I'll put up a picture of it. It's only on one side. And it gives you the information on replacing the batteries. 3 AAA batteries. It shows you the area where the screw goes. It also tells you the play pattern. Press the button on the top of the ship for the sound effects. So, like the other stuff with Diamond Select, the other ships, you can see it's got a try me mode and a play. The try me mode plays one thing over and over again. And it shows you that with the other ones as well, if you hold the button down, you can actually keep the lights on. You can see I got her in front of the well, the 1/350 scale Enterprise model. And I guess the Enterprise refit would be a little bigger than this, and it would actually be into scale from Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. I don't know if you can see the ship in the shot. I had wanted where you could see the Enterprise. Let me bring it up a little bit. You can see the bird of prey on the side of the Enterprise. Of course, this isn't the refit, but the refit's just a little bit bigger than the original. And you can see the disruptor cannons, the torpedo tubes. In the back, you can see the engines. You can see the top. So, all in all, this is a pretty cool Star Trek piece. What I like to do with my Star Trek collectibles from Diamond Select, let me bring it back, where you can see just the ship. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the batteries out, and then I'll put it back into the package, and I'll display the package. That's what I like to do with my ships. So let me go ahead and I'm going to put put the lights off, and I'm going to cycle through the sounds for you again because it's pretty cool.
Well done, Malchus. Well done. Super. It's so hot. Emergency power! Well done, Malchus. Well done.
And that, my friends, is the Diamond Select Cloaked Klingon Bird-of-Prey. As seen in Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. And this was an exclusive. You see the lights are pretty bright. You can pose it in different positions of the wings. And all in all, this is a really good collectible. And for one, I'm very fond of the collectibles for The Search for Spock. The Search for Spock is one of my favorites of the Star Trek films because I love the shots of the Enterprise. To me, they're just beautiful. Especially the beginning when she's going into dry dock. It's just some of my favorite shots. That and Star Trek the Motion Picture, my favorite shots of the Enterprise. But this is Commander Kruger's ship. This is the one that Kirk and the crew ultimately take possession of and bring Mr. Spock back to Vulcan. Incidentally, this is also Star Trek IV when they go back in time to bring back George and Gracie, the humpback whales. This is the ship that does that as well. So this ship that's responsible for the destruction of the Enterprise actually brings back Mr. Spock and reunites him with his Katra. Also goes back in time and saves the Earth. I wonder what Commander Kruger would think of that. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, and I'm sure I'll have some little goodies to show you very soon, I thank you for watching, and live long and prosper.